Hi, welcome to ION Radio. I'm Ken.
I'm John.
And welcome to one of our first Alpha Strike series leading into our Alpha Strike campaign.
So today, spoiler, so stop. Ken's Jade Falcon's lost to a bunch of tanks. And as a clan wolf, I despise that. So I'm challenging him for who actually gets to invade first into the inner sphere for our channel.
It's going to be the Jade Falcon.
No. So today we're using DFA's modified rules for Alpha Strike. And then we're going to be throwing some modified rules in there because there's really not very many good rules for like Batchalls and the Trials, and I always miss it. Zellbriggen and things like that. So we're going to throw our own stuff in there. We're kind of making it up as we go, but it's just mainly for fun. So we'll see how it goes.
So let's go ahead and see what happens, and John's going to start us off.
So today I brought a Mad Cat Prime with my best pilot, who is a skill 1. Then I also have a Stormcrow Prime with a skill 2 pilot, a Ice Ferret A with a skill 2 pilot, a Viper A with a skill 2 pilot, and then rounding up the group I have an Adder Prime with also a skill 2 pilot. So my idea here is I've come in with more higher skilled, lower sized mechs, and hopefully that will give me an advantage over Ken's heavier star.
Here are the forces for Clan Jade Falcon. I have a Summoner A Mad Dog B, a Timberwolf Prime, a Gargoyle A, and an Ice Ferret Prime. All of my pilots are skill 2 with the exception of the Mad Dog and the Summoner, who are skill 3.
The Wolves of Kerensky declare a trial of refusal against those that would squander resources against mere bandits with a supernova trinary. What team dogs defend it?
The Jade Falcon clan has an entire supernova trinary defending this planet. We meet your Batchall with a bid of a heavy star.
The Wolves will meet you with a medium star, not needing assault mechs or elements for the glory of Kerensky.
This trial will take place near the mountains containing our recon data archives.
Well bargained and done.
Well bargained and done.
Here's our battlefield. We have our intercept objectives marked out on the table. We have objective 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And Ken's going to talk more about the specific objective.
So the mission we're choosing to play today is Intercept. This comes from Death From Above Wargaming. Again, thank you to the Death From Above Wargaming folks for allowing us to use this on our channel. With the 6 objectives placed on the board, numbered 1 through 6, starting on turn 2 after we roll for initiative, we're going to roll a single die. Whatever number comes up will correspond to the objective that goes hot, and that will become an active objective point that we can score. To score the objective, we have to be within 3 inches of that particular point for 2 consecutive turns. After the 5th objective goes hot, the 6th one will be removed, so only 5 of these 6 will be scoreable. This mission will end after 12 turns.
Here we go. We're going to roll for initiative and then deploy our forces for turn 1. Ready?
Let's go. 8.
10.
All right, well, John, you get to go first. You knocked my dice around.
I did, just like I'm going to knock you around this game.
All right, so because I lost initiative, I had to start my movement first. So what I have is the gargoyle that's been moved onto the board, the vulture that's been moved onto the board. Well, everything's moving on the board. But everything's moved forward. I've sprinted all my mechs, including the Ice Ferret and the Thor over here, trying to edge around the forest. I'm looking to hit all of the different objective points on my side of the table so that if they go hot, I can pick up one or two of them.
For me, I have my fastest 2 units going down the center of the board, my 1 heavy mech here, my Storm Crow is moving here, and then the Puma Adder is going to move to try to claim that objective if it goes live. So let's discuss who our dueling partners are for this great dance. So as the attacker and winning initiative, I got to declare first. These are all our own custom rules, and by rules I mean guidelines. So my Timberwolf has chosen to fight your Gargoyle.
All right, so returning back, I've decided to challenge my Ice Ferret with yours.
Then my Viper challenges your Mad Dog.
And then to return the fight, I'm going to take my Summoner over here and issue the challenge against his Adder.
Leaving my Stormcrow to fight his Timberwolf.
So that's the matchups that we're going to use, at least at the beginning.
So now we're going to go on to turn 2 and see what objective goes live first. Here we are, turn 2. The winner of this initiative also gets to roll the dice to see which objective goes live first.
All right, here we go. 7.
7.
Ooh.
A re-roll.
6.
4.
Cool.
Ken gets to roll the dice of fate.
All right, the first objective to go hot is 3. That is on my side. Cool.
So objective 3 has now gone live. I'd like to point out that every time Ken and I have ever played this, every objective on his side has gone live before one on mine has. The Wolves having lost initiative. First, the Timberwolves sprinted up. All my mechs sprinted because I need to get them into position. And then my Ice Ferret sprinted over here to try to go contest the objective that went live. My Stormcrow sprinted around these trees to get there. My Adder sprinted forward, and it's in the forest, so it wasn't able to move very far. And then my Viper sprinted forward, and it's tucked in right here, hiding behind these mountains.
So, in terms of movement on the Jade Falcons, I've got most of my mechs again moving forward, the Vulture sprinting so that I can get closer to the objective point tucked here in the little mountainous region. I'm now able to contest this point with the Timberwolf. Thor's moving through the forest. I'm sorry, the Summoner is moving through the forest. Not quickly because forested terrain.
And this is why we're doing the Battle of Refusal. Apparently just running into bandits made them fall to the inner sphere.
And then the Ice Ferret was able to run. I'm now able to control that point, assuming I stay alive for 2 turns. All right, so here's the one shot that we've got. So I have from my Ice Ferret to yours. So with the trees in the way, there's 3 inches of trees and forest. My pilot's a 2. You've got a TMM of 4, and we're at long range. I need 12s on my 2 dice. So let's see what we get. No, everything misses. That's okay.
Okay. For the end of this round, the Jade Falcons claim for the first turn, objective 3. Start of turn 3, moving right along with this, and rolling for another round of initiative.
Come on, Clan Jade Falcon. 6. 7. No.
7. And that means I get to roll the dice to activate something on your side of the field again, probably. 5.
Yes. Well, John, once again, you've successfully opened up another point on my side of the board.
And unlike the other one, I don't think I'm going to be able to get over to it.
Probably not.
So I have to figure out how to dishonor you so that you have to go get it.
Movement, right. So, I lost initiative, so I had to move a couple things around first. So the Timberwolf one moving forward, again to try and attack, but also maintaining the objective point. Vulture moves forward because we figure that point's going to go next. Because
More than likely.
whenever objective points go up, they always come up on my side first. The Gargoyle has moved forward to start engaging the Timberwolf. Thor is jumping his way out of the forest because he's so far away from the adder. I mean, I got to do something. And now here's what's interesting. The Ice Ferret, I moved up and along to the ridge here, so I would have a better shot on your Ice Ferret. But, John, what did you do for your movement?
So I'm going to go with how I started this. After you moved here, I moved my adder forward a little bit, maintaining some forest cover, and that point, maybe in my dreams, it'll go live. And then Ken moved his Vulture up here, so the Viper jumped over here to contest this point, because now we can't see each other, and I'm not being dishonorable because we don't have line of sight, so I don't even know where he is. So next turn, hopefully this guy can jump around and contest points here. My Stormcrow tried to run over here, and then I realized it's not a Viper because Vipers move really fast and it's really slow, so I couldn't even get into line of sight, which was annoying. And then my Ice Ferret sprinted forward, sprinted through the forest, and is in base contact with your Ice Ferret, which my liberal interpretation of dueling says that that's fine because I'm playing Wolf. But you can't shoot at me, and if you choose to attack me, it has to be physical, which is a big no-no for the clans.
That is correct. So we will actually discuss this a little bit more in depth later, but this is going to cost that mech warrior what we're going to consider an honor point.
I get a couple free ones because I'm liberal. Then my Mad Cat walk forward, has force cover and cover, and is probably going to start engaging that assault mech.
Cool. Alright, so the only shot I have is my Gargoyle into your Timberwolf. Couple things of note. You are in the forest, so I've got to add one to hit roll, and about a third of your mech is covered, so we've decided that that's another one. So I need 8s to actually hit you here, because we are at medium range. I have decided to overheat, and I'm going to overheat by a full 3, so we'll put those markers down.
Jeez.
So we're rolling 7 dice, John. I'm looking for 8s. Wow, that's
3 hits?
4.
4 hits?
4 hits.
Jeez.
That, I think, was worth overheating. Maybe not by 3, but definitely worth overheating.
So my only attack comes from my Timberwolf dueling this Gargoyle, and I have a skill 1 pilot, so I need 5s. I'm overheating by 1, so I'm going to be rolling 6 dice at medium range at you. As I take out the whole table. I like throwing dice around. Here we go. Do I get 5s? No.
No, you missed a couple.
So I only hit you with 3 damage because reasons. End of turn 3. Ken and I are both contesting point number 5, and both the Ice Hair Ferrets are contesting this point, so you lose your control
I do.
point for that point. So now we're going to be moving on to turn
4.
4.
All right, here we go. Turn 4. Initiative roll. And then we get to see point 1 go hot, because that's what's going to happen.
More than likely.
5.
Hey.
I can't do these initiative rolls, John.
Yeah, but you can actually hit.
Well, you know.
Oh, no, that's me.
You-
Ready?
you get to roll.
Ready for the 1? 3. 3's already
Here's
live.
live.
Reroll. 5. 5 is already. I'm just recapping how it's been rolling so far. 4.
Oh, you got one,
4
John.
goes live. What? So now objective point here. 4 is live.
So I moved as quick as I could without sprinting. The Gargoyle up towards the Mad Cat. There's still some cover there. That's okay. The Thor, I decided to sprint out forward to try and go after your adder. The Timberwolf moved over to the side so I can begin my engagement with the Stormcrow. Vulture came around the side in the corner here because I wanted to take a shot at your Viper, but John, as you can see, moved it. And then on the other side, I moved the Ice Ferret back, staying within range of that objective point. And again, John, you're doing some tricksy stuff here.
Okay, so what I did in order is Mad Cat just slightly moved backwards so I could still get some juicy shots against that gargoyle. Then the adder decided to come out of the forest and away from the point, and you sprinted so you can't retaliate, so I'm going to just shoot you for a little bit. My Stormcrow moved over here, he's right behind here, down here, to try to contest that point and engage your Mad Cat. Then the Viper, with its insane jump jets, jumped behind your Vulture to see if we can put a good amount of hurt into you. And then I chose to leave this point to come behind you and get that extra dice in my attack against you.
All right, so on the Jade Falcon side, the gargoyle is choosing not to shoot so I can reduce my heat. So the only other shot left is the Timberwolf. So Timberwolf's going to fire into the Stormcrow. With a little bit of forest and maneuvering, I'm looking for 8s. I am overheating by 1 just to get the extra die. So 6 dice looking for 8s. And wow, John, you got lucky. Half of them missed.
That's good for me. 3 hits then?
3 hits.
I will go ahead and start my shooting right here. The Stormcrow is going to shoot at your Timberwolf. I choose not to overheat, and it's going to be pretty much the same thing because we have equal skills. It's funny how that works out. So I'm going to roll 5 damage, looking for 8. Three.
You did pretty much exactly what I did to you.
We're going to move on to my Viper, shooting into your Mad Dog. I'm going to overheat by 2. Because, you know, you might as well make this shot count. I'm looking for 7s. My base is 3, overheat plus 2, and it's a rear shot, so plus 1 more. So we're rolling 6 dice into you looking for 7s. Hopefully I can hit more than the less than 50% I've been doing so far this game. That's everything.
Wow, that is everything. So it's what, 7 hits?
And a crit.
That's enough to put me into what would be considered forced withdrawal. I'm not dead, but go ahead and roll up the crit.
So I actually get 2. So the first one is going to be the one that was given to you by the True Armor crit for a 10.
Fire control.
And then the second one for hitting your internal structure is going to be an 8.
Weapon.
My next attack is my Timberwolf against your Gargoyle. I'm not going to overheat. I have a heat, you have 1 less target than last time, same basic attack. So I'm going to roll in 5 dice, looking for 5s again. And we get 1 hit.
1 hit only.
What garbage.
Well, we know which one of your mechs can hit and which ones can't.
Seriously. So now my adder is going to shoot at your summoner, and we're at medium range, and I get 3 attack dice for that, and I'm choosing to use an overheat. I am looking for 7s. Here we go. That's everything.
So all 4 hit.
Why can't my skill 1 guy hit anything?
He's in the forest. Can't see anything through the trees.
He's blinded by his own clan arrogance. Or he's blinded by the shiny green of your face tattoo.
I'm using enhanced imaging.
Let's do the last attack. Last attack, Ice Ferret versus Ice Ferret action. I'm shooting into your rear so I get an extra dice. My Ice Ferret's not very good, so it gets 2 dice plus 1 for shooting into your back, so 3 damage, looking for 6s. There's another crit and 3
hits.
damage.
Roll up the crit, John.
I have way better crit chances in this game than I do in any others. That's going to be a 5.
Nothing.
Which is nothing. Here we go for a round summary. So this round, I claimed this point for Clan Wolf. Ken claims this point for Jade Falcons, and his Ice Ferret here is closest, so he gets that point as well. Then there's a few things to note on Ken's mechs.
So, the Mad Dog is now in forced withdrawal. I got 1 point left, so I now have to move it off the board. With the rules that we are using in terms of our clan honor, what that essentially does is John can no longer shoot at the Mad Dog, and because I'm a very strict clan, I can't shoot back either. We're saving the resources for another time.
We also, instead of rounding up, we're rounding down for clan mechs to symbolize that the warriors are pushing their mechs a little bit farther before they choose to withdraw.
Right.
Which in Alpha Strike it doesn't really mean that much. It means instead of retreating after 1, we retreat after 2 structure points.
Which,
for
oddly
example,
enough,
out of 3.
John wound up getting on the Mad Cat, or Mad Dog. The other thing of note is the heat has been removed off the gargoyle because I haven't shot with it this turn, and now I'm going to get to Alpha Strike again pretty hard. Turn 5. So we have 1 mech that's forcing to retreat off the board, and we go into initiative and see which point comes up next. Ooh. 8 and 8, of course.
Here we go! 11.
John, you win initiative yet again.
I'm on a roll.
Let's see which point comes up.
Hopefully not 2. Hopefully not 2. 1.
1. All right, well, that's this one.
The objective that went live is the one that's tucked right here in this little canyon.
Turn 5 movement. Jade Falcon lost initiative again. Here's what happened. We're going to do this turn by turn because this was really interesting. So the first thing I did was retreat the vulture. I want to keep it on the board just to force John to move something.
So then what I did is I backed my adder up into the forest, knowing that that summoner's going to come after me, and I want some cover and would like to try to hold on to 0.6.
The gargoyle went up the hill, and then we're just kind of dealing with some forests with the Timberwolf, but I'm still within the 3-inch circle of that objective point.
So then what I did next was my Viper that is currently not engaged with anyone in a duel because Ken decided not to get double teamed by anyone, is also on that objective contesting it.
The summoner continued to move forward, trying to get a good range on the adder, and I think I've got a couple shots now, John.
Very nice. Then what I did is I just repositioned my Timberwolf. The trees are all in the way, so really regardless of where we're going, for me to hold on to this point, I could not see you. And holding on to a point is more important.
Moving on, my Timberwolf backed over to here because I did not want to allow your Stormcrow to get behind me. So I'm still holding on to that point, but it looks like you're going to contest it.
So what I did, because you did that, I obviously couldn't get behind him this time, so I just moved into the forest to try to shoot him off the point instead.
So then going to the opposite side of the board with the Ice Ferret duel, my Ice Ferret decided to move on the other side of the objective point. I wanted to turn around so I could shoot him in an honorable way. And John, what did you decide to do?
So I decided to sprint around above behind you and still in range of that objective point, contesting it. You can't shoot at me, I can't shoot at you because of sprinting, and we'll put it back to a neutral state and reset that.
So now we go on to shooting. Okay, here we go. We're going to start out with the summoner firing against the adder. I'm looking for 8s because you're hiding in the forest. And let's go. So 8s on 4 dice medium range.
Ugh.
I hit with all 4.
Great, so that's just armor.
But it's a bunch of hits. Okay, so we're going to fire the Timberwolf into the Stormcrow. I'm going to overheat again. Just to get an extra die. So I have 6 dice. I'm looking for 8s. John, let's see what we get.
Oh, that is heartbreaking.
That sucks. That just, I'm not happy with that at all.
I mean, I don't know which is more disappointing, being a Jade Falcon or rolling like that. Well, zing!
Oh, okay. Well, on to you, John.
Okay, so now my Stormcrow is going to attempt to retaliate back at your Timberwolf. We get 5 attack dice. I have no overheat. If I had it, I would probably be using it. And I'm looking for 6s. And that's everything.
Yeah, of course you hit with everything.
5 points of damage.
Yep, armor's gone.
Last shot over here. We have my little adder who's going to gain a heat to shoot at the summoner that's running in on it. I'm looking for 7s, and I'm going to shoot you 4 times. 7s.
3.
3 hits. It's respectable.
And one of those will be a crit because you got in the structure.
Here we go. Where does the crit land? 8 is
Weapon.
weapon hit.
Ow. So, wrap up for turn 5. Couple things happen. These 2 objective points, 3 and 5, are contested, and Jade Falcon lost its 1-up on that. Point number 1 is also contested. On the opposite side of the field, point number 4, John, you've held it for 2 consecutive turns. Clan Wolf does have 1 objective point.
Yes. And the other things for the round is my Timberwolf and my Viper did not shoot, so I lost all my heat.
Turn 6, folks.
We're going to roll for initiative, and then the last spot will go live. So what we're going to do is, if it's a 1, 2, or 3, it's this one. If it's a 4, 5, or 6, it should be this one. Ooh.
9.
9. I tie you, then I beat you.
Yeah, I was going to say. I'm going to let you roll first there, John.
10.
Yeah, of course. Here's where I need the 12. Well, I got halfway there.
Okay, rolling for the last objective point.
All right, what do we got?
2.
Oh, of course that
And
one.
it's actually 2.
Yeah.
So objective 2 right here goes live, and the objective 6 that was here, it won't ever be engaged, so we've just removed it.
So, turn 6 movement. Start out with, again, retreating the Mad Dog off the board.
I then went with my adder, and he went back into the forest a little bit to get a little bit more cover now that his objective point has disappeared.
The summoner moved forward. I went up on top of the ledge here, again moving towards the adder.
Next thing that I did is I jump jet my Viper over to try to take over objective number 2 over here.
Back on the other side of the board, I decided to run around the forest and turn my mech around on the ice ferret. Idea is trying to pull John's mech out and get a shot at him.
When Ken did that, he moved outside of the range of the objective, so I am now just stepping into the range using the forest to get some defense to try to claim it.
My Timberwolf decided to move, kind of like shuffle over a little bit, again to keep shots on the Stormcrow, but staying within range of that objective.
My Stormcrow is in range of the objective and has taken some cover with the forest between us.
Final move, the Gargoyle is starting to go through the forest to get a shot at John's Timberwolf, and I am still holding on to objective number 1.
My Timberwolf has moved now to the edge of this forest and terrain to shoot at your Gargoyle.
Let's get on to shooting. First shot, I'm going to fire from the Summoner down to your Adder. I need 9s to hit, medium range, and we're going through a bunch of forest. I've got 3 dice, let's see what happens. And I get 1 hit.
1 hit. 1 hit, that is a structural hit.
Cool.
You get a crit chance. And that will put me into force withdrawal.
Let's see what we get. Of course, this is not the one I want, force withdrawal. But 5, nothing. All right, here's the next shot. I've got the Gargoyle. We are going to overheat again with 3 because that is one of the most fun things to do.
Yikes.
7 dice. I need 9s. Gotta hit some. There's at least 2 hits. So 2 hits, John.
I actually think that's above average for what you should be doing at 9.
Might be.
2 points, still have armor.
All right, here we go to the Timberwolf on your Stormcrow. We've got another overheat point. Taking control of, well, trying to contest control here of objective 5. And I've got, what, 7 dice? 6 dice. 6 dice looking for 10s. Whiffed. Again.
That guy needs to get some new targeting gear.
And he does.
Or cooldown. I think the heat's getting to him.
I think, yeah, heat. Final shot for the Jade Falcon. We have Ice Ferret and Ice Ferret going through a bunch of forests looking for 10s. 3 dice, medium range. Oh, man, I'm hitting nothing today.
My Ice Ferret is going to retaliate. I'm looking for 10s as well. I only get 2 dice, so we'll see if anything happens. That's going to be nothing, but that's no surprise. This is one of the most important shots for me. It is my little adder against the summoner, and I get 3 dice. Because of heat and everything else, I need to get an 11. So if I'm able to get an 11, I put you into force withdraw. If not, my guys goes off the board and you're free to engage someone else. So here we go. Need an 11. Oh! Close, but too bad. Now my Timberwolf is going to be fighting your Gargoyle that's cooking. We're looking for 7s and I get 5 dice. That's going to be 2 hits.
Still doing okay.
Now, my Stormcrow is going to be fighting against your Timberwolf, who's also gaining some heat. I need 8s, and I have 5 dice. Again, if I could overheat, I think I would be here. So we'll see how it goes. So, great, that's 1 hit.
1 hit only. Well, that is, though, John, a structure hit, so you get to roll for a critical.
6.
Weapon.
So at the end of this round, my Ice Ferret takes control of point 3. My Viper takes control of point 2. The Gargoyle for the Jade Falcons takes control of point 1. And the Timberwolf and the Stormcrow are contesting the last point of 5.
So on to turn 7. Turn 7.
Let's see initiative. 10.
4.
Ken, you did switch out your dice, and they rolled worse than you did last time, just to point that out.
Yeah.
I love pointing out when Ken switches dice out on the channel. So, you should have kept the other ones out and then re-rolled to see what they were doing for you. Okay, but you put them in the box.
Put them in the box.
They're just random now.
Yeah. Turn 7. Again, I start off because I lost initiative. Vulture is almost completely off the board now.
My Adder is starting its retreat right here off the board.
Timberwolf repositioning himself just a little bit, trying to get into a good line here.
My Stormcrow then just nudges forward to maximize heat and target numbers to try to take out that Timberwolf.
Ice Ferret moving around again, trying to get around the side here, staying in contention at that point to deprive you of taking it.
At the beginning of this round, because there were undueling opponents, my Viper, because I won, challenged the Summoner to a duel and is jump jetting here, still maintaining control of the point to engage.
So because of that, Thor's decided to move forward and begin its charge against the Viper.
My Ice Ferret left the point and again ran behind your Ice Ferret to get some juicy shots into it.
Being very cheeky, John, very cheeky. That pilot, if he survives this one, needs a name.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, and then my final shot, or move, I have the gargoyle who just jumped up. Well, he didn't jump. He kind of climbed up the side of the hill here, still holding on to that point.
I mean, you're hot enough that you could be using jump jets.
Equally true, but I don't have jump jets. But
Okay. My Timberwolves paid the penalty and went up 2 levels to face you. We are at close range.
Okay, so first shots. We're going to fire at the summoner all the way across at the Viper because you declared your dueling challenge. Because of distance, forests, TMM, I need 12s. I've got 2 dice at long range. Let's see what happens. Nope, but I mean 12s.
I mean, it's either you're going to hit me and do a crit or you're not going to hit me at all, so you might as well roll for it.
Here we go with shot from the gargoyle to your Timberwolf. Now, we were looking through the rules. We could not find anything that says you cannot overheat beyond your maximum level, so we've just decided that you can. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in my maximum value of 3 overheat here. I'm going to roll 7 dice at close range. I'm looking for 8s. And I am going to shut down at the end of the turn. So here we go. Hopefully we do something. Looking for 8s.
Shutting down.
That's frustrating.
That is one of the most frustrating things I've ever seen. You should have killed me there.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry.
Timberwolf. Firing at the Stormcrow. I need 11s. I've got 4 dice. I'm overheating. I'm heated. I'm really hot. I'm not overheating because I can't afford to lose the point. So, I'm burning up. I need 11s. I've got 4 dice. Medium range. Let's see what happens. I get a hit.
That is 1 hit to the Stormcrow.
That's what I needed on the pilot die on the other shot.
Well, you yelled at it enough off camera that it decided to get its active line.
Alright, that's it for me shooting.
We're going to start with my Stormcrow shooting at the Timberwolf, and I get 5 shots, and I'm looking for 7s.
The luck of dice, John, is really just...
Swinging.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that should have killed him, but
It didn't.
it did not.
I know how that feels.
I know you know how that feels. Speaking of knowing how it feels, my Timberwolf is going to attack your Gargoyle. I'm overheating 1 to add a dice, so I'm looking for 3s, and I'm attacking with 6 dice. Everything hits.
Alright, so the Man of War is going to take, what's that, 6?
6 damage.
Is destroyed. Which is why I overheated it to begin with, because I figured you would do some serious damage.
Last shot into your rear. 3 dice, looking for 6s.
3 hits.
3 hits.
That's one of them's a structure, and he's in force withdrawal. So you get a crit.
5.
Nothing.
It's the second time that I've not landed a crit on that unit.
Yeah. Alright, here we are at the end of turn 7. The battlefield's changed just a little bit. Man of War's down. And
With the loss of the Man of War, the Jade Falcons lose control of Objective 1.
yeah.
The Viper gains control and scores the point for Clan Wolf on Objective 2. With you moving,
Well, I'm in
moving
forced
out and you in
withdrawal.
fourth withdrawal, there is currently no one in
Yep.
control of 3. And our 2 guys locked in
Still
a death
contested.
duel are fighting over number 5.
So we are going to go to initiative at turn 8 and decide what to do next.
Turn 8 initiative. Clan. I just put your name and clan together at the same time. It's been a while since we've been playing. So Ken and I were discussing clan rules and how he can use it to try to draw me in certain directions. So it depends on initiative, and we'll see how this all goes. So we'll roll up the initiative. 12. I've had really good luck with initiative this time. 7.
All right, let's see where movement goes and go from there.
Movement for turn 8. Ken?
Once again, I lost initiative, so the vulture ran off the board.
My Puma continues its retreat toward the edge.
So moving on the other side here, the ice ferret has run. He's down over here, just the bottom of the screen.
My Timberwolf has sprinted on top of the gargoyle body. It's not really as much of a sign of disrespect as I need to be in range of the objective.
All right, the Mad Cat is now working its way towards that objective point, moving real slow because of heat.
So my Stormcrow just shifted around a little bit to stay at the point and to shoot you.
And then my final mech, the Summoner, is moving back a little bit towards this objective point. Interesting note was we were clearly not really in weapons range, so John couldn't really keep me there.
Yeah. So talking about clan honor, if I were to have moved this mech forward first, because we were dueling and I don't have a long or extreme range, and I were able to put myself into distance 12 of Ken, which is medium range, Ken, as a sign of honor, could not retreat outside of my range. So I should have thought through that and moved him forward, pinning Ken to keep him away from objectives. But hey, you make up rules on you go, you make up rules as you go. And then my Ice Ferret came to control this point, and then my Viper moved along to chase down that Summoner.
So let's do what I think is the most important shot. Timberwolf into the Stormcrow. I am burning up here. We're firing through forests. I need 11s on medium dice, so I've got 4 dice. I have to roll. Looking for 11s. Here we go.
Oh,
Man, that would have been great to have a 6 on, wouldn't it?
God.
My dice rolls have been just there.
Just there. Half there.
It's like one-sided dice doing great. I need those Jade Falcon dice.
You do.
Here we go. Shot from the Summoner to your Viper. I need 9s, medium range, 3 dice. Let's see what I get. No, 7s.
This is the second round, I think, through that you
I
have
just
gotten
missed.
nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Viper's going to return fire. I'm overheating 2. And going to be rolling 5 dice against you. And I need 8s. So,
Wow.
those are some nice sets,
Yeah.
but there's no hits there.
No.
That's pretty sad.
I think we're gonna burn your dice, John.
My dice have been pretty swingy.
Uh,
My last shot is going to be my Stormcrow against the Timberwolf. I need 7s on 5 dice. There we go. There are some hits.
yeah, you got 4
4.
hits. That I believe takes out the Timberwolf. John, what happened?
So, we missed some. You missed some dice. Then I missed some dice. And then I missed some more dice. And then I finally struck
Connected.
a killing blow to your Timberwolf. So the Timberwolf goes down over here. My Stormcrow gains control of that point. My Timberwolf gains control of point 1. And my Ice Ferret gains control of point 3? 3, yes.
So here's what we kind of looked at. Right now, next turn, you're going to gain 2 more. I might be able to contest that for a turn or 2 at most. In either case, this is clearly going to be a Clan Wolf victory. So I think at this point it's fair to say John won, and I think if the Summoner decides to leave the field of battle, we're good.
Yes. Having taken victory, there is no reason to chase after you and shoot. It's dishonorable at this point. So at this point, we're going to end the game, and Clan Wolf wins the Trial of
Refusal. well, there we have it. That's the precursor to our Alpha Strike campaign. So, it does look as though Clan Wolf will be evading, invading, not evading.
The Trial of Refusal, we refused your right to go into the inner sphere. So now we have to actually sit down and plan out the actual campaign. Up to this point, we're like, how many episodes can we get away with releasing cool shots before diving into the campaign? And now
we're here.
Now we're here, and Clan Wolf is going to invade somewhere along their corridor, so I gotta read some books and figure out exactly where we're attacking.
Feel free to throw some things in the comments below. Maybe if we haven't filmed it by the time you put it in there, you will see.
Yeah. So some things to discuss. I really enjoyed this game, and to be fair up front, Ken and I both have been talking for a while about these ideas that we have about clan versus clan and clan honor and things like that. And it's one of those things that you can't really do without just playing it.
Right.
So as we were going along, we were discussing, we want to throw this in, we want to do this. This seems like dishonor, but it's not. So where clans fall into like their view on honor. So are you strict like the Falcons? Are you opportunistic like Ghost Bear? Or are you very liberal like
Clan Wolf?
Clan Wolf. And like even discussing that, we discovered that we both play games along the chosen clans that we have right now. Ken is very, this is the rules, this is how we're playing, and I'm very much so, how can I bend the rules to my advantage without breaking the rules?
Yeah, and he's good at it.
I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, so anyway. But it was kind of funny because we're just playing through it and like, man, I play games just like Jade Falcon. And then I was complaining at one point because you did a cheeky move.
Yeah.
Coming right up so I couldn't shoot you. It's very Clan Wolf, very John way to play, actually.
Do we have time for a story?
We have to always have time for a story.
Okay, so long story short of how I make friends and then lose them. So,
Welcome to the last episode of I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, so when I was younger, and I used to play clicky, Dark Age mechs with my brother and my best friend, and I had a larger collection than they did, so they would be on the same team versus me, and if you played the game, the artillery rules have some really weird effects in them. So I had an artillery line that I would leave on my side of the board, and you start far enough away that you don't start in artillery range per normal rules of your opponent. So then they had their forces on their side. And what I would do is I would position my artillery in a way that I could place they had cool pog discs of where scatter came from.
I think I see where this is going.
And I would place it at the maximum range, aiming it toward them. And then when it scattered per disc based on the type of unit it is, in the type of artillery. So every artillery piece would scatter differently. Well, my artillery piece, it was like a 1, 2, or 3 would scatter forward. And you could shoot them longer than range, max range, because then I would just be like, oh, I miss. And then I had a reroll ability, which is really stupid. So then if I did hit, I would reroll the highest dice into a miss, throwing the artillery forward into them.
Are we noticing a trend here, folks? John likes rerolls.
I do like rerolls.
To be fair, I would have loved a couple this particular game.
Oh man,
dice
me too.
Just killed us. We're burning dice, or at least I am.
So that's I've always kind of been on that very edge of, technically, I love technicality. Technically, it's not breaking the rules. But this is why I have no friends.
Except for me.
Yeah, somehow Ken stuck around. I don't know.
That's because
what that says about him or what that says about me.
One of these days, the rules will win.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Speaking of that dice, there were some incredibly horrible dice rolls that happened in this game.
And every time the pilot die was a 1.
Yeah, and that's
every
really
time.
what it was. You need the bare minimum, and you roll a 1. Your poor.
I had a couple
was...
shots where I needed anything but a 1 on the pilot die, and I would have hit you, done some damage.
Yeah.
If I had a 2, you would have been dead. Or a 3, you would have been dead. I rolled a 1 because, yeah.
So at the end of the day, my max, it's either they jumped in and killed your mechs or put them in force withdraw without taking any damage.
Pretty much.
Or mine were like on the very verge
Of death.
Yeah. So.
It was still a fun game to play.
Yeah. The dueling made it really interesting to play objectives because you had to like move toward your objectives.
Yeah.
And like we didn't necessarily know which mechs were going to go for the objectives when we declared duels, but then that changed the trajectory in where we went.
It really did, because there was a lot of things I would have done differently. Let's say it was an intersphere game. I would have just teamed up on one side of the board, ignore the other half. You couldn't really do that here because everyone was paired off, and it really required you to rethink not only how you wanted to take objectives, but you had to start considering, if I'm dueling you, can I move in such a way to kind of get you away from another objective point or get me closer to one?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that's kind of what I was doing at the beginning, and then you had one massive assault on my Mad Dog. Which
that was an insane attack.
Took him out. And then we couldn't kill anything else right away for the next couple.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed it. So we're going to be developing
some clan honor rules.
Some clan honor rules, mainly because we talked out a bunch of things, and there's like nothing in the source book. So they talk about in the source book some things that are dishonorable, not honorable, and stuff, but then they're like, sometimes people do it, but then sometimes people don't. And sometimes there's ramifications, and then sometimes there's not. So we're going to try to ken it and put some real rules down.
It works a little bit better. So we will be putting up whatever we have somewhere on the web, probably on our Facebook page or
No, Discord,
who knows. But you'll be able to get a hold of that.
So I think that kind of wraps up our discussion and the story time for this video. So like, comment, tell us what you want to see, not want to see, and there's tons of social media. You can find us, all of our links down below. So big thanks again to DFA. We're using their base rules and now we're modifying off because that's what happens. And I'm John.
And I'm Ken.
You've been watching Ion Radio.